So like they are so small.
They're teeny tiny. We all used to be that size.
Like that teacher we got.
Alright, so you should be ready for writing, which means most of us are not. Because I don't see notebook time. So hopefully you had a nice time. Ooh, I didn't do that. Oh man. I hope you had a nice time with your group. Why don't you talk to the part someone sitting around you, because not everybody was together. How did it go? What did you do? Did it go well? Talk to each other. All right, 3, 2, 1, 0. So the plan is that we will go in there on Mondays. All right, so that will be kind of our morning meeting for Mondays. Will be you all going in there. You'll email the teachers that you worked with today, because that will be like your point people to talk about what resources they have in the room that can help you out, what you're going to present, what are good ways to present information to their class. And so we'll start that process this week, because next Monday we do not have school, so we won't be able to go on that Monday. But the best time for them are Mondays, so that's what we'll do. So kind of like a kickoff thing. And we have to decide if we want to do, like, do we all want to start with the same pillar, or do we rotate the pillars like we were thinking about originally? All right, cool. We're going to be talking about history. We're going to be talking about timelines. When we are historians, when we are people who write about history, we have two things that we have to think about. Number one, what is good information writing? And number two, what does it mean to write about history? What are some different things? Because all information writing is not the same. So, some things to think about. Oops, where did that question go? Oh man, I just copied it and didn't do it. Well, if you're paying attention, you'll see some answers, which is too bad. All right, so 2 questions. What kind of relationship does the past have with the future? And which tools should a historian have close to study the relationships of past events? Remember, for geography, that tool is a map. So what might be a tool that we look at for events? Sorry for not sharing this with you. Timeline.
Time what?
Timelines. Now, when I was writing this question, I was like, well, what does the past have to do with the present? But then I realized when we're looking at the past, it's all in the past. But events that happen before other events, that's what I'm talking about. So anything that happens, whatever happens in the future, that's the relationship. All right, so that relationship is this. It's cause and effect. Almost everything happens because of some other thing. Okay? And as historians, we need to look and we need to think. We don't need to be right. We just have to be in the ballpark. We have to be close. We have to kind of think of stuff. Okay? So this is fun. to come up with theories and hypotheses about why stuff happens. Okay? It's not only fun, it's important in your own life, so that you can kind of think about why stuff happens to you. Okay? Or why someone does what they do. Okay? Everything is connected. Everything has a reason. Everything has a reason. So the tool that we need is a timeline. Right? If we have a timeline, which is a series of events, then we can use that series of events to make some guesses as to what caused what. So it's my turn to do this. And I'm going to look at this timeline here, because I noticed when I talked about why the conquistadors, why the Europeans sailed, I didn't really have anything that happened beforehand. I talked about China, but I think that there's other stuff going on. So like, why on earth did Gillan sail to the south of Africa? Like, why would someone do that? Okay, so that's something that I was thinking about, and looking at this timeline should be able to help me out. So this is a long, long time ago. So this is rise of Islam and the Ottoman Empire. This is the 600th or the 7th century. This is a long time ago. And it says, Muslims armies from Arabia conquer Syria, Palestine, Egypt, and North Africa. Then the next century, they conquer Spain and Portugal, invade France. So you have armies of Muslims controlling Spain for hundreds of years. Hundreds. When Maximo gets back. Hundreds of years. Sicily, Italy, Rome was destroyed and burnt by Muslim armies in the 9th century. So you have all of these areas that are so very important to trade. If we remember, the road that led and connected Asia and Europe, that was called the Silk Road. Well, who controlled the Silk Road? Let's see. Christian armies forced Muslim conquerors out of Sicily, so they got them out of Italy. And then what happened? Constantinople falls to the Ottoman Turks. Muslims now control important Mediterranean trade routes to Asia. Right? So Muslims control the routes. Muslims control how Europe gets products. Okay? They control everything by land. Okay? And by the Mediterranean, which is a small ocean, a small piece of body of water. And so what did the Portuguese need? What did Europe need? They needed another way. They needed another way. So because of all of this, I can then make up an idea. And that's probably, Gillan's was like, well, if we can't get through the land, there has to be some way around. Okay, and I've heard people do this. So I'm going to go down south, I'm going to try and get around Africa, and I'm going to see what I can see. All right, so that caused that. Okay, the Muslims controlling that, I would imagine, caused Portugal and Spain to explore and try and find new routes. And then what else happened? Well, once those routes were established, where else do you have to go? Okay? If you want to make a name for yourself, if you want to be someone important, if you want money, fame, wealth, everything, you have to go a new route, and that new route is west. Okay? So because of all of that, then Columbus was like, well, I'm going to go out west. I'm going to go that way because I believe it will connect me to Asia and the Indies. So what did I do? I looked at a series of events. I thought about what maybe could be connected, because everything is connected. We just have to find a way. Okay? And then I tried to use words like maybe or probably or perhaps. And then I was waiting for Maximo to get back so I could read this one. It says, Vasco da Gama, so that's the famous explorer, is first European to sail around southern Africa to the Indian Ocean. So it wasn't even Gillan's was the first, it was Vasco da Gama. Okay, he was the first one that did it. As others follow, the importance of Muslim-dominated Mediterranean trade routes is challenged. So this idea that they found another way, okay, made it easier for them to do it. Okay, so let's see about a couple other things if they're here. Can I zoom in more or no? Ooh, I can. I'm going, oh. Vienna, nah. What else happened? Yeah, Syria and Palestine. So we have the Muslims expelled from Spain and Portugal by Christian armies, ending 8 centuries of Islamic rule there. What else happened in 1492? Thinking of what we've learned so far, something else happened in 1492. Hold on. It was something pretty big. It was an enormous event in human history when someone decided to sail west. So this is what you're going to do. So you're going to think about this event, about the Christians taking over against Spain and Portugal. You're going to think about the event of Christopher Columbus leaving and sailing west, and you are going to try and come up with your own connection. And you're just going to talk to your partner. So you can say, like, I wonder if this is the reason that this happened, or maybe this, or it could be that. So you have the Christian armies defeating the Islamic armies in Portugal and Spain, and you have Columbus sailing west. How might those two things be connected? Talk to each other. What do you think?
It might be that
No, you don't need to write down.
Muslims were there.
How might the Christian armies defeating and taking back over Spain and Portugal be connected? What's that mean? Afraid? Oh, could be. Could be there was some sort of fear going on. I think too, having been in battle and having wars, it's used to that, so maybe they will All right, 3, 2, 1. Thank you, partner. Thank you, Carmen. Remember, too, that all of this fighting and all these battles and wars, that people get used to that, they like that, and they want to do more of it. All right? So that could be one of the things that connected Columbus, and then how Columbus and the Europeans treated what they found when they got there. Never.
Rainbow.
All right, so if you can please circle the words cause and effect and the word timeline in your notes so I can easily see that later to show me that you got the right information down. Go ahead and circle those cause and effect and timeline. If you have not written that stuff down, then this would be a good time to write this down. There's a cause and effect relationship between past events and the future, and that we need timelines around us to do this kind of thinking. All right, so today, these are your options. Remember, our goal is around a page and a half per day. I have added some resources. I'll put this back up. I've added some resources to our Google Classroom. It should work. It might not work. If it doesn't work, I need to know because sometimes these links don't work. But I made a new category. It's called